This is the Physco electric razor. Physco. That could be like Philips and Norelco put together. I think this is probably the best razor I have used. And I don't mean that this gets me the best shave out of every razor I've used. I mean, as an overall package for the price, the features that you get for how good of a shave you get with this is really quite amazing. In this video, I'll briefly talk about the features of this razor, and then I'll tell you why I think this is probably one of the best shavers that you can get right now for the price. If you've ever used a rotary shaver before, this is going to be very similar. The three heads can move to the contours of your face. This comes off, you can wash it. Not only can you wash this in water, but this is IPX7, which means it's waterproof. And when I say waterproof, I don't just mean that you can put it in the shower and shave with it. I mean, you can put this in the water. It is completely submersible and it will not break and it will continue to work. That's actually really impressive. All of these heads come out, so you can take them out. You can sharpen them if you want to, if they get old, or you can just take them out to clean it better if there's buildup after time. It has a simple on-off button with bars that indicate the level of charge that it has. I've been able to use this for an entire week, shaving every day, and that's about the span of time from going from full charge to dead. So that's kind of nice. I charge this once a week is all. And it charges via USB. That's really nice. A really cool feature about this razor that I don't know if name brand razors like Philips Norelco has, but it has a lock function. If you press and hold the power button, it will lock this and prevent it from coming on when the button is pressed normally. Now, this is actually nice if, for example, you have kids who like to wander in and play with shavers. I have a kid who does that. It's also really nice for travel. I had one experience where I was in the airport and in my backpack I could hear a sound. I'm like, what is that? And I thought it was something else, and I kept on walking, but I kept on hearing it. Turns out the button got pressed on my shaver and it was in my backpack in the airport. Yeah, kind of crazy, but with this you don't have to worry about that because you can lock it. That's cool. This also has the sideburns cutter, or whatever you call this thing. One of my favorite things about this shaver is that it is USB rechargeable, which means that I never lose the cord for this, or rather I always lose the cord for this, but I always have a replacement. So I can charge this anywhere I go. This is really great for travel for that reason, because you don't have to worry about voltage. You just plug it into USB. I mean, you can charge this thing from your computer. One thing I would recommend for all electric shavers is that you do put oil on it every time after you clean it. It will prolong the life of your heads. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's why I think this shaver is so amazing. Right now on Amazon, this is listed for $36. If you compare that to a very similar in function razor, for example, the Philips Norelco shaver that has all of the same features more or less, that shaver is $80. So this is more than half, less than half, less than half, less than half the price of the Philips Norelco shaver. So that's one cool thing. But here's the really cool thing about this shaver. And I've used a lot of off-brand Chinese no-name shavers before. And one problem that they all have, one problem that every shaver has, is buying replacement heads is either A, impossible because they don't exist, or B, super expensive and basically the same price as a new shaver. For example, if you want to get replacement heads for Philips Norelco shavers, it's about $30. So this is $36. So for $6 more, you get an entire shaver for the price of replacement heads for the Philips Norelco shaver. Compare that to replacement heads for this shaver, $14 on Amazon. I've actually gone to Alibaba and also seen replacement heads for this shaver. I think for as low as around $6 or $7. Yeah, so this is kind of a new thing in shavers. I've used an electric shaver for 20 years and I've never bought replacement heads for them until now, just because they're the same price as buying a new shaver. It's fantastic that we can finally buy a shaver and buy replacement heads for a reasonable price. It's about time. I will post some links below of this razor and also the replacement head and also the oil I use. Thanks.